بیا 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 دلبرو که ما قربون تو شو دنیا دو روزه بیا مکن شو روز ما خورشید ما صبح نوروزه دیدی چطور ماننده او یک سال برفت سال نو اومد یک سال چنو تنده برفت که بندری همین دیروزه
آی بیا که نوروزه دنیا دو روزه
تا آدمی جونه دلم چشم خبر سوزه ببینه که قلب تو کمون پشت ما بوزه.
Salam. Hello, my name is Fanush Davis and I'm a graduate student in the Educational Technology Department at Boise State University. I would like to take the next few minutes to reflect on my experience being involved in the MET program, as well as what I have learned, how I have changed, and what I hope to achieve in the future by earning a degree from the EdTech department.
My path to BSU and to this final portfolio has been much different than most. Even as an undergraduate student, I never imagined that I would have the opportunity to study in the United States. I grew up in Mashhad, Iran, about as far from America as someone can get. My education was probably much like that in America, learning the basics of math, reading, and writing. But there were two main differences. Our country was at war, and we had no lessons on computers or technology. I attended university in Mashhad, where I majored in English language instruction. Unfortunately, we had no native English language instructors, so even our college-level English was not as accurate as it might have been. Again, the entire course did not include any technology integration. Anything that I or my peers learned about computers was on our own. But Iranian youth has a very strong desire to use every new technological tool to communicate with friends and family abroad. After 4 years, I completed my undergraduate degree and received my diploma in 2001.
Unfortunately, there were not many opportunities for women in my field in this rural city. Of course, this was not the only obstacle for me, as on September 11, 2001, America was attacked by terrorists. Many still think that Iran had a role, but Iran is as different from Arab countries as Canada is different from Mexico. We have our own ethnicity, language, and religion, but now that America was at war, it became impossible for foreign students to obtain visas and study here. I tried several times, but I was denied each time.
The next several years I spent working for my family's pastry business and teaching small groups of children and adults the English language. During that time, I also translated an American English novel into Persian, where it was featured at the Tehran International Book Exhibition. I used my computer and different software like Yahoo Messenger and MSN to communicate with my sisters and family in America. My whole perspective on computers and on the world changed because of love. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. The story is too long and this is not the appropriate place to tell it, but to make a long story short, I met my husband online. He was in America, and through years of corresponding, we finally were able to be together and were married in the US in 2008. So in just a few months' time, I went from living in a city on the other side of the world to living in Boise, Idaho. It may not seem like such a big jump, but let me tell you, it was one of the biggest changes of my life. Settling into this new life wasn't my only challenge. I wanted to continue my education, and my husband really encouraged me to do that. After going through the BSU catalog, I was excited to find the MET program. This program matched my future goals of teaching my Persian language to adult learners. And as this is normally done in military settings or by governmental agencies, they make heavy use of technology and distance delivery systems. It was amazing to find a match for my interest at a university in the city where I live. The first course that I took was a real eye-opener. I had used computers, communicated with computers, but this was all using the end result. Now I had to make, create, and design my own web pages. EdTech 502, the Internet for Educators, opened the doors to what I could do and what I would be doing for the next 2.5 years that would transform my perspective about my future. In this course, I was introduced to Dreamweaver and learned about creating codes. Compared to my situation in Iran, this was incredible to me, for only a few really have a strong knowledge of these types of applications. Now I was doing this in my own office. With my new skills from the first semester, I began to see how studying this field could really help me with my ultimate goal, which is to teach the Persian language to adult learners. My husband was a former military linguist, and he told me of the innovations in using technology by government and military schools. Through my research, I found this was true, and the Defense Language Institute, for example, is very advanced in technology use. From using smart boards in the classrooms to MP3 lessons and avatar tutoring that is accessible from anywhere in the world, I was surprised to see that the things I was learning were already being applied in my chosen career field. Unlike most of my peers in this program, I'm not a teacher, and I couldn't immediately use what I learned in a real classroom setting. I decided that I would focus all of my projects as if I was a professor in a Persian language course and design each project and activity to improve an adult foreign language technology-based program. This made some of my assignments difficult, as I didn't have a group of students to test my ideas and get feedback from. But it really focused my work so that I could link each new skill and each new course to an overall goal. Once I had that focus, I could really concentrate on how each skill that I learned related to online language instruction, and specifically the course that I was designing. In EdTech 506, Message Design with Dr. Dennis Beck, I completed my Persian unit of instruction. This unit of instruction includes 5 lesson plans, and each lesson plan relates to each section of the unit: exercise, listening, reading, grammar, and vocabulary. Message Design was another class that combined creative parts with practical lessons as we learned how to convey a message through visuals. It also gave us more opportunities to work with and learn more about fireworks. In every assignment of this class, I tried to employ the audio-visual elements and create an effective yet interactive way to present the concept of my lesson. Perhaps the most thorough project that I was involved with was the EdTech Showcase. As the graduate assistant for the department chair, Dr. Lisa Dolly, I organized, facilitated, and hosted the BSU EdTech Showcase, a forum where faculty from BSU and other universities could present a topic in their area of expertise, showcase research, and answer questions from a worldwide audience. I worked closely with the EdTech tech support to overcome many unforeseen obstacles in presenting each showcase without a hitch. This project really brought together all of the different things I had learned. From managing software, troubleshooting in a live environment, designing the appearance of the room, all of it went to use during these sessions. The ability to manage a live forum will be a critical skill as I move into the field of adult language instruction.
And so I have reached the capstone of my experience here in the MET program. As I look back to the changes in who I was and what I knew at the beginning of this program to who I am now, I can't begin to describe how my outlook, my confidence, and my abilities have changed by leaps and bounds. Coming into this program with the limited knowledge I had and seeing what I'm able to do now, it's so amazing to me and to those who know me. But there is something more. I came to this country knowing little of the culture and having no idea what it's like to live here. I knew no one except my husband and moved to a city with a few Persians. The MET program welcomed me, greeted me with kindness, and helped me through the enrollment process and with all the administrative requirements. Every instructor was so kind to me and made accommodations for me while I dealt with very serious medical issues and surgeries with my husband. I can't express my gratitude to the entire faculty and staff, for they taught me not just how to become an educational technologist, but they taught me many lessons in how to be a gracious, honorable human being. In that way, this program changed me professionally and personally.